I rise today to mark a truly important day for my state and indeed this entire nation. December 6th is National Miners Day, a time when we stop to honor our nation's coal miners and remember those who have done so much to make this country what we are today. These brave men and women work every day to meet the challenge of keeping our great nation free and strong. And although the history of mining has been marked by hardship and tragedy, the bravery of our miners has never faltered. It is so befitting that today we also learn, just this morning, of a landmark settlement of more than $200 million in one of the worst mining tragedies our state has ever faced. On April the 5th, 2010, 29 miners lost their lives in the Upper Big Branch mine, which was then owned by Manchin Energy. Today, the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of West Virginia, Mr. Booth Goodwin, announced an agreement with Alpha Natural Resources, the company that purchased the Manchin mines. This comprehensive and forward-looking settlement takes the right steps to truly protect our miners by investing more than $120 million of this settlement in mine safety, including improvements to existing mines, a new West Virginia safety training facility, and a research trust. This agreement demonstrates that the government and the company are serious about creating a true legacy of mine safety. While nothing can ever replace the beloved miners that we lost that terrible day, today's agreement shows that we all have zero tolerance for anything corporations do or don't do that leads to a mine fatality. As I've always said, at the heart of this tragedy is a simple fact that we must do everything in our power to never, ever allow any worker to be in a position where this could happen to them or their family, especially since today is National Miners Day. My thoughts and prayers are with the families of the 29 miners who died at Upper Big Branch. And I want to assure the families that the loss of their loved ones will not be in vain. Every worker should know that when they kiss their children goodbye in the morning, that they will return home at the end of that shift or at the end of the day to kiss them goodnight. I thank U.S. Attorney Goodwin and his entire team for their skill and dedication in negotiating this settlement that focuses on safety and training in the future. I also thank Alpha Natural Resources for rising to this occasion and meeting these terms. Even though Alpha did not own the Upper Big Branch mine at the time of the disaster, I applaud the company for taking responsibility for both the mistakes that were made and for investing in the future of mining to help prevent another tragedy like this from ever taking place. I encourage them and all our mining companies to continue to take steps to protect our miners. In addition, I am pleased that this agreement does not impede the families from pursuing additional civil remedies and does not prevent the authorities from prosecuting individuals whose action may warrant criminal charges. There should be no immunity for anyone who's determined to be responsible in any way for the tragedy at Upper Big Branch. April the 5th, 2010 was one of our state's most heartbreaking days. I hope and pray that we will never again endure a tragedy like the Upper Big Branch deaths, and I will work every day to make sure that we don't. Also today, we remember the 104th anniversary of the Monongah mine tragedy, which is our nation's worst mining tragedy, one that took 362 brave souls that we could account for, and it's been told that many more were lost in that horrible tragedy. So on this day, it is fitting to pay our respects and show appreciation for the miners of yesterday and today. We need to recognize the contribution of past miners who have led us to where we are now, and today's miners who keep traveling deep into the darkness to provide millions of Americans with electricity that powers our lives and the steel with which we build our nation. Without these men and women, our world would look very different. They are the true backbone of our country. Our miners extracted the coal that powered the military ships in World War I and World War II, and every conflict since. Coal provided the steel to make our country the greatest industrial power in the world, ushering in prosperity that built our infrastructure and developed a quality of life that became and is still the envy of the world. Coal provides nearly half of electricity in our country, and every day, millions of homes, they're warm, they're safe, and full of light, thanks to the coal. Think for a moment. Try to imagine our country if we had not had coal. It's almost inconceivable. Coal is mined all over this great nation. I thank all the men and women everywhere who work in this industry. But I can speak personally about our brave and hardworking miners in West Virginia. The miners of West Virginia and their families are the heart and soul of the Mountain State, and truly an inspiration for me. Extracting minerals from the earth is not for the faint of heart. The work requires engineering brilliance, nerves of steel, and fearless dedication. West Virginia coal miners continue to set the bar for productivity, quality, and innovation. Their work ethic is second to none. Coal miners are not looking for a handout, never have. All they want is a work permit so they can go to work, earn a good wage, and provide for their families. And coal miners are much more than just the work that they do. They are some of the most loyal, brave, trusted, and patriotic folks that you could ever meet. Like their fellow West Virginians, these folks can shake your hand, look into your eyes, and touch your heart. Our coal miners love their families, they love the outdoors, their communities, and their state. These miners work hard every shift. But if they get home and find a person in need, their day just begins again. If you are hungry, they will feed you. If you are lost, they will not only give you the correct directions, they'll say, oh, heck, just follow me and I'll take you there. It's just the kind of people that they are, and that really who we are in West Virginia. And it makes me proud to be a West Virginian and have the honor of representing them. I will continue to tell our state story when it comes to coal. And I will constantly work with my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to develop technology that allows us to continue to use American coal to help achieve energy independence for our great country, which will ensure our national security and grow our economy. The simple fact is this: this country needs coal, and our coal miners are still willing to do the job. So today it is my privilege to say thank you. Thank you for the job that our brave coal miners perform. This nation was built on the backs of our coal miners, and all of us should thank them, not only today, but every day of this year and every year to come. Thank you, Madam President, and I yield the floor, and I notice the absence of a quorum.